a little bit about everything. I purchased a tool, an internal boring bar. It's a half-inch diameter shank. Okay. There's no special holder for it. I'm just going to clamp it down in my tool post. It may need shims. I don't know. I might make something for it later on. I don't know. But for internal threading, if you're doing a blind hole, you really want to have a threading dial on your lathe, a thread dial indicator. What happens is when you got your lathe going in, and it's a pretty large pitch, so it's moving pretty fast. Like 8 threads per inch is somewhat fast. My slow speed is 75 RPM. I'm not sure how fast the carriage moves, if you have time to disengage it or not. My lathe is functional, but it would need some tweaking to be super tight, if you want to call it that, or no backlash in anything and whatnot. But there's no threading down on my lathe. I called the person or the store where I bought the lathe from, and I asked them if there was ever an accessory for this lathe for a thread dial indicator. And they said, yeah, but it's discontinued, but we have one left out in British Columbia. Oh, and I'm like, okay. They called me back and said, it is there, and if I want to purchase it, I can have it. So I bought it. But it won't be here for another week or two, right? So I still want to get some internal threading done. I might just poke a hole through a bar and try threading it, and then making the other internal and external threading units, right? Bolting the nut. But I also thought I got a 3D printer, and all I need is a gear to mesh with the lead screw. So on Fusion 360, there is an application. If you go into add-ins, you can add in a gear tool. It'll do the calculations for you. There's a whole lot of theory behind an involute gear, the way it's made, and there are many different types of gears. There's cycloidal gears, old gears that clockmakers used to use, some gears that some cams used to use for activating devices, like all kinds of gears. But the involute or constant mesh gear, that's what the application does for you, right? So you have the choice between metric and standard. Now, on the standard, you don't use the modulus. There's no modulus, but on a metric lathe, there's calculations for calculating the modulus. On the imperial side of it, gears, right? You have, okay, this is the lead screw to this lathe. These are the dimensions, right? But I don't know if this is going to get on camera. Okay. For two gears to mesh properly, they both have to have the same diametrical pitch. Okay? Doesn't matter the size of the gear. For them to mesh properly together, they must have the same diametrical pitch. And diametrical pitch is the number of teeth divided by pitch circle, the pitch diameter. Okay, so on this lathe, I had a lead screw, thread per inch is 5. It's uncommon. Normally you put an even number, right? Because it's divisible. You got 2, 4, 6, 8, and so forth. And your threading dial is divided into 8s, 4s, and halves, and whatnot. But it's a 5. So I decided to put 15 teeth on the gear. Okay, so if I put 15 teeth on the gear and I divide this by my pitch diameter, which is 0.833, I get approximately 6. So my pitch, my diametrical pitch is 6. Okay. So now the program or the add-in, you don't have to put down the pitch circle, right? You don't have to put it down on the other gear because it calculates it for you, or the OD of the gear. Okay, I should say the OD of the gear, the major diameter. It's if I go 15 tooth at a 6, I get a 6, right? On this, sorry, I'm sort of stumbling a little bit. So to make that gear, that meshing gear, okay, the threading gear, I have everything I need, but now I want the pitch diameter of it. I don't want a large gear to try to mesh with that. So I just wanted something that was around 2 inches in diameter, OD. So if I reverse my formula, I already have my DP, because it has to be the same for the other gear. And I already have the number of teeth I want. And then I can find the pitch diameter of it. Okay. This worked out to 6 for the lead screw. The lead screw had 5 threads per inch, number of teeth in 1 inch. Okay. While the lead screws like a rack and pinion, if you look at it on that scale, right? So the only thing my gear tooth won't have is an inclined angle. You need a helical angle on that gear to actually get it to mesh. But if your gear's really thin, it won't matter anyways. You just set it up with backlash. Okay? Because if this has an angle to it, your gear has to have a helical appearance and have the same angle to it, which is 14.5. Okay. So a gear thread is an inclined plane, right? Well, the threads on the gear have to have the same angle as your inclined plane. Okay, so now if I reverse this formula, I'm going to try to find this. So PD is equal to divided by dP. So if I divide the number, okay, which was, I said I was going to use 15 as a number, and my diametrical pitch is 6, I get 2 you can't see that, sorry. I end up with 2.25, something like that, which is the range of gear that I'm looking for. Okay? So I have that on the printer right now, and I'm printing it out of PETG, which is the same thing that you would get out of a plastic bottle, or a Coke bottle, or a Pepsi bottle. Sorry if I'm naming brands. No infringement rights meant, or whatever you want to call it, copyright. So that's printing, and all I would do is mount it to the side here and mesh it here and put a little dial or a pointer on it, and that was it. You know, you probably just bang into it and crack it or something, but I mean, just if you're stuck, right? Or you can actually print a housing for it and encapsulate it and protect every piece with a 3D print. Anyways, this is what I was doing. But I don't know if this will make it to a video or something, okay? But that's what my brain's been working on for a day and a half. Well, I printed this and put some neodymium magnets on the back of this, okay? And the threading gear itself is numbered, okay? And I think it's going to be easier if I just line up this with this piece right here, okay? So let's say I want to, it works, right? That's just without any feed on, right? So I'm going to bring the one lined up here. So the one's lined up. I'm going to wait till the one comes around again. Or if I wanted the number 2, there, I'm engaged on number 2. Release it, I'm going to hook on number 3, or lock the nut on number 3. There. So basically, that works. And when I'm not using it, I just have to take it off so it doesn't wear it out. So this is a win on this one. Pretty happy with that.